Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, Wellcome, and so on when it comes to biotechnology. It has a long track record, largest force in European proprietary brand, ibig sabihin, no? Napupuno nila, they keep the patent office busy. And they have large workforce and have generated $500 million for patents. Now, Phytocell Tech is the one manufacturing our product. Phytocell Tech is a leading innovator that has a guiding principle of inspired by nature, realized by science. You've heard it so many times before when I start discussing this. Diba? Yung background. So again, I think you know this by heart already. No? Ano ba yung Wood Village Guava? No? It is an old cultivar, 300-year-old apple tree. That is, it has a long shelf life and exclusively found in Zurich. And it can self-feed. Now, the one that is responsible for its self-feeding property is the stem cell that it has. Now, stem cells are almost never found in any other species of apple. Almost nil. Pero ang Wood Village Guava, it has abundance of it. That's why it is capable of self-healing. Now, ito siningin ko itong slide, no? With my regular presentation. The importance of this, na hindi nyo siya makabasa dahil sobrang liit. No? When you see a paper na mayroong ganitong structure, this is a legitimate journal. Kasi when we write our research paper, we specify ang font, specify ang spaces, specify yung buong itsura niyan, double column, yung spacing, that is specified. So when we talk about scientific journal, at first glance, you can identify it as a scientific journal. In this case, no, I'm showing you the stimulation of stem cells for real rejuvenation written by Dr. Schmidt, Dr. Church, and Dr. Zuli, published August 2008. And this one is a what we call peer-reviewed paper. It is not necessarily journal kasi yung magkaiba yung kanilang format, but it is a published paper critically analyzing this research paper. Now, any research, any journal published by a reputable organization and with peer-reviewed studies confirms the veracity and authenticity of the research paper. So may mga nagtanong sa akin before, is it peer-reviewed? Then this is the answer. Because if paper is not peer-reviewed, mas weak ang ano niya, ang dating niya. So it has also different peer-reviewed studies. Lahat ng makukuha niyo sa prepare kong file. So you don't need to search for this anymore, although this is downloadable sa phytocelltech.ch. And this one is also downloadable there. So when you see this, no, and for you to be able to present this product, no, it is very, very important to know how to interpret this graph. Ito yung pinaka-core principle ng produkto natin. If you can interpret these graphs, it means you can present to 1,000, 2,000, multitude of people. Kaya ba? So we have 30 more minutes. Then I'll give you 5 minutes later to exercise yung tinuro ko sa inyo kanina. So here, no? In solabilities, dalawa lang yung tatandaan nyo. So know this by heart. Know this by heart. And I will teach you again, no, kung ano yung ibig sabihin niya. Lahat ng mga graphs na to, galing siya dito sa official journal. And you should read this, even you cannot understand. No? This lecture is specifically designed for that. So you'll be able to understand these graphs. Kasi lahat ng mga tanong, no, lahat ng posibleng itanong sa inyo magagaling dito. These are in vitro studies. Okay. Let's start. In this graph, no, the only thing you need to remember here is that when plant stem cells, specifically, we're talking still of Malus domestica, applied to human stem cells, it creates a positive effect. Mas dumami yung human stem cells, no? When you change the concentration, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung concentration, meron pa siyang additional positive effect. This is what we call dose-dependent. This just confirms, when you alter the concentration, no, it has a direct proportion. You increase the concentration, increase the population of growth ng stem cell. Now, this graph alone, what I keep telling you in the past presentations, will absolutely shut up everybody who's saying that plant stem cell can never affect humans. This is how powerful this graph is. If anybody tells you it can never affect my cells, no? Kasi plant yan eh. If human ako, magkaiba. This will not happen if without epigenesis. That will never happen because number one, it never mutated the cells. It just produced positive growth. So it is absolutely safe. Kasi yung stem cell, yung plant stem cell is actually just outside influencing, the keyword there is influencing our own stem cells to grow and multiply. Multiply, is it normal? Yes. Because the DNA did not alter. Otherwise, mag-iiba yung growth curve niya. Magiging uncontrollable. So 100% of the time, it produces a positive effect on the growth of human stem cells. In this next graph, it shows that Malus domestica offered protection when you expose the cell to extreme stress. And that stress is ultraviolet rays. You can expose yourselves to different kinds of stress, but this one is like the worst. You expose it to ultraviolet rays producing direct damage down to the DNA level. Kasi pag tinamaan ng ultraviolet rays, yung DNA mag-mutate and then magsha-shutdown, mamamatay. Para siyang agahan yung switch off. Kasi the body, the cells are trying to protect you at all times. They are trying to protect you from producing cancer cells. So if you expose it to extreme stress like ultraviolet rays, the untreated, ibig sabihin yung walang Malus domestica will continue to die until total depletion. Whereas those treated with Malus domestica almost didn't budge. Ano lang sila? Dead na. Alright? And you can see here, there's almost no difference if you change the concentration. Ibig sabihin, no matter how many you put under your tongue, it has the same protective effect. Okay, it covers everybody. Sabi nila, mas effective daw yung 10 sachet per day. 10 sachet per day, wala. 1 is enough, unless you are suffering from disease. 2 more drugs, and then we have a bathroom break, or restroom break. Next, retardation of senescence. Senescence is the keyword for aging. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, pigment, and so on. Now, in this graph, pinaka-importante itong part na to. If you can interpret this, then may advantage kayo over dun sa, sino ba yung isang grupo? Basta galing kay asthma niya. May competition natin, yes. Hindi nila alam to. Guns. Pag tinanong mo sila, it shows here, no, retardation of senescence. This graph alone proves that it can actually stop aging. Or at least delay it so much, no? So in the hair follicles, it is agreed, no? Established fact na hanggang day 14 lang siya. Dito papasok yung knowledge na ng Hayflick limit. Remember, Hayflick limit stops when the generation has reached its maximum. But here, no, day 14 should be the end. But in this case, those treated with apple stem cell malus domestica extended for 2 more days. That's 48 solid days, solid hours. That's a lot. Kung if you translate it in our body, it will about 10 to 15 years more of your life. And then here, you can see here, side by side, our cells age slower compared to untreated. So if you have malus domestica, our cells will age slower. So that is the basic interpretation of this. Last. Now, reversion of senescence. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyong hardcore. Kasi the scientists, the 3 scientists, Dr. Scherz, Dr. Zuli, and Dr. Schmidt, the 3 S's, they didn't stop of proving that on the yung urban legend that this apple can make people younger. This one is a proof that it can actually reverse aging. So they aged the cells, the fibroblast cells, and then this is the outcome. This is very powerful data again. I want you to focus on this, insulin-like growth factor. Insulin growth factor is the termination, kasama yan sa Hayflick limit. This is the termination of our ageness. Ibig sabihin, mas marami yan, mas bata. That's the basic and very straightforward explanation. This is responsible for the ageness. After 28 days of treatment of apple stem cell, almost doubled. So, ibig sabihin, kung nag-start ka dito at certain age, definitely that age is half, regardless of. So, if you can explain this to anyone, to even doctor, they cannot refute this because numbers speaks for themselves. You don't need Dr. Agave anymore to talk to your doctor. Just show this, and he will understand, or she will understand. And this one,